What in the second half, when it seemed to at times could have swayed the other way, what do you think helped propel you to keep the advantage of?
I just don't think we panicked on offense. You knew they had that one stretch in the second half where nothing was going in for them. And they've got good shooters, they've got good players. You knew that would turn around for them, which it did. And what we have to be able to do then is execute without turning the ball over, and get enough baskets at that point to get home. We were in the bonus, so we got to the free throw line a little bit. Mike hit a big shot, Jaron had a big bucket, and that's all we needed. So I think ultimately there was no panic.
Fran, biggest rebounding margin of the season for you guys. Seems like this is an area that you guys have continued to improve on. Is that the way you've seen it?
I think it's it's a direct reflection, in particular, of Adam Woodbury. Obviously Jared had a double-double and he was great too, but Adam has really established himself, I think, as a premier rebounder in this country, and it makes such a difference to your defense when you only give them one shot and he gets it. But he's also got 5 offensive rebounds, so he gives us a couple extra opportunities, especially late.
Right here. Fran, talk about the continued emergence of Peter Jock, what he means to your team.
Well, he's playing with a tremendous amount of confidence. Obviously, you can see that. He's going to keep firing, and I want him to keep firing. But I think you're seeing a much more complete player defensively. The steal he made midway through the second half, maybe just before that, was a big time momentum shift. Gave us another basket. And I just think you're watching a guy who, when he was young, was a guy who made some mistakes, and he's not doing that anymore. So he's making shots, he's playing defense, his stamina has improved, and he's not making mistakes. I'm really proud of him.
Coach, you did a great job on Kendrick Nunn. What were you able to do to limit his opportunities? And
I don't know there was anything specific other than we marked him. I mean, if you play Illinois, you did everything you can to stop the big two. They do have some other weapons. Coleman Land's got hot in the first half. Always worried about Finke and Morgan. Those guys can score and they can stretch the floor. But with Kendrick, you got to chase him. They run action for him from one side to the other. He gets a lot in transitions. We got a defense back. We got underneath him. We try to get up into him to take away his 3-point shot as best we could. But he's a handful.
Fran, as usual, you were switching defenses, but it seemed to be really effective at really key junctures as far as kind of stopping them, and if nothing else, just forcing them to take bad shots. I mean, what was your charge on?
Well, to be truthful, Scott, when we went to the zone, they got off to, I thought, a really good start at the beginning of the second half offensively. They were in a rhythm. We went to the zone to change the rhythm. And it slowed them down a little bit. And we got some misses, and then we scored some points. So I think, the perception was that it was this brilliant move that miraculously worked. It really was nothing more than change their rhythm, because they were comfortable. I mean, they were cooking. They were driving it, and their athletes were being effective. And we just use our length and try to make sure they don't get any second shots out of the zone. We have a chance to run, which we did.
Anything else?
Coach, when you go on the road, how nice is it to have a steady senior backcourt with like Gazelle? And
well, I think that's a good point. Not only do we have experienced backcourt, we have 2 senior point guards on the floor at the same time. So the decision making and their passing and their ability to run an efficient offense without turning the ball over, recognizing time and score, who's on a run, can we go quick, can we move it, can we get it side to side, does Malcolm Hill have 4 fouls, can we get it to Jared, and put some pressure on him. Those guys just understand that kind of stuff.
Your second chance opportunities, 26-6 in points there. I mean, that's something that Illinois has struggled with throughout the season. Was that just part of the way the game flowed, or did you feel like that had some opportunities if you were missing shots?
I don't think They didn't go to the offensive glass a lot. They were getting their defense back, which is what some teams will do. That's why, we had 12, and we had 7. They got some, when they were crashing late, but I really don't think it was anything more than that. We have made it a point of emphasis, and I think they were concerned about our transition and wanted to get some people back, and so that was something that was pretty effective at times for them as well.
This kind of probably piggybacks off the backcourt veteran question, but just looking at the big picture of your team and the success and how you built it to this point, how much is that veteran aspect, key to that? And also, how much did they learn from the 13-14 season with that hot start?
Well, the interesting thing, about that is, what we've tried to do is bring in, and you can't always do this, you bring in recruits every year that can play, so they're playing as freshmen. So you look at this group, they all played as freshmen. Jared was a different situation because he was a transfer, but those 3 guys were starting. We also had a veteran team at that time because Marble, Basavi, McCabe, they were starting as freshmen. And then Olashani, White, and Oglesby, well, they had started off and on. White, obviously, for 4 years. So we kind of had a continuation of experienced players. Now that will change at the end of this year. We still have Pete back. We only have 1 junior. And the rest is sophomores and freshmen or redshirt freshmen. So we'll be in a little bit of a different situation next year with some young talent and some guys that I'm trying to do the best I can to get as much playing time now. But our senior group, it's one thing to say you're a senior, that's one thing, but there are seniors who have started, who have played, who have made mistakes, who have had great games. They've won on the road, they've lost on the road, they've come back, they've lost leads. There's nothing that they haven't seen. And so I think what happens is when you're in a situation like this, an environment like this, and they make a run at you, like I said at the very beginning, there was no panic, and that's what happens when you have experienced guards.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you.